Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Patdees, Patdees, the traveling picker, and I want to do a follow-up on the Amazon video where I talk about basically selling on Amazon isn't the same anymore. There's been a lot of comments on there, probably 95% of them positive. So 95% of them positive. And I kind of want to follow up a little bit on the comments and stuff and basically kind of talk about, look, everybody's free to write whatever they want, obviously, freedom of speech. But there's no room for rudeness or attacking people. A little bit directed at me is fine. But when you start basically attacking other comments or other viewers in such a smart ass way, I'm just going to block you. It's just not, there's no room for that kind of arrogance to be on here. And so I did block somebody today, and basically, and it's basically to do with the thumbnail. The comment was to me that, well, you did $239,000. Now you're only basically doing $5,000. You have no business being on Amazon. And they do $1 million working 5 hours a week. Wow. That's damn impressive. I guess I would say, well, why aren't you doing 20 hours a week and doing $4 million? So if you want to beat up on me, basically, you're kind of slacking. But I don't believe that bullshit in the first place anyways, excuse my language. But, it was the first time I really created a video. I think I might have said something, I don't really ever do any videos talking about Amazon. I did maybe they always said get into books, couldn't sell books. So if you look past over the last 5 years, I've probably only done 3 videos on Amazon talking about, it's not always what it's cracked up to be. So I created the video basically to talk about shop, the business of reselling, talk about a healthy debate about selling on Amazon. And I mean, I had one guy, it's borderline. I should basically look in the mirror. It's all me. They don't even have a clue. It's not all me. And if I went out tomorrow, even if I had $100,000 and went out tomorrow and bought the right product to sell on there, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to still run into issues with Amazon. One of the things I talked about, and people do agree that there are people out there that do abuse the return policy. It's very little, I will say. It really hurts more with the bigger items that cost you $35 to ship versus shipping a $4 or $5 item. Those items, those big items are the ones because of the cost of shipping. And someone questioned, wow, it costs that much to ship? And that's with a discount. People don't realize. And then another comment was made, something about the left hand, the right hand. Sometimes people come up with these comments. I don't know. Basically, I've been doing FBM, to be clear, 95% of the time the last 4 years. I haven't sent nothing in because years ago when you used to send something into Amazon, you'd have to kind of wait for a rebate. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, but now in the last couple years, basically you don't have to wait for that. You run the numbers, and it was better for me to be shipping FBM because you get that discount, that UPS discount right away. So you're not waiting for that. It's better. And another thing I liked about it is, and I'll give it a perfect example. I had a product last year. I sold $3,000 of it in 9 days. I looked a month after the 9 days, and the price was $2 or $3 less. A lot of times you jeopardize when you do it costs more to do FBA because you got it. First of all, you got to pay the price to send it in, which is not a lot, really. It's amazing. You could send a 30-pound box a lot of times for $12, where if I had to ship that, it'd be $35. So the rate that they get at UPS, The problem is the lag time in between. It typically a lot of times has been 2 or 3 weeks average of that stuff getting checked in and whether it's going to be for sale or not. And that can make a big difference. When I have a product that I can scan and the demand is there and I could sell it right away and take care of the shipping myself, it's always better. Amazon, the comment that kind of really turned me off was not, look, the guy criticizing me, and always cowards. They never come out sometimes these are even people that know me personally, but the arrogance, oh, I do $1 million 5 hours a week. Again, why aren't you doing 4 million? And if you are doing $1 million, good for you. It is, to me, that attitude, like, you're that blessed to be doing $1 million, and now, I worked hard, I developed for 15 years. Maybe that's true, but again, good for you. But to talk down to people, mistreat. A person left a comment that they got out on Amazon in January, and I know this person, and basically they sell on Etsy, they sell on eBay, and they do very well. In this world of reselling, there are a lot of people. I know someone that does $2-3 million on eBay, but don't want to be bothered with Amazon because of the hassle of selling on Amazon. Does that make them a loser or they're terrible? Well, no. They choose not to deal with the headaches of selling on Amazon. They do very well on eBay. I just saw something yesterday. I don't know if it's true or not, but no more third-party sellers can sell Nike on Amazon. Now, someone could say, oh, well, that's been the case for 2 years. Maybe. I don't know. I just saw it made the headlines somewhere on social media, and that's going to be a problem for people that, had gotten a lot of their revenue by selling Nike online. What struck me is I saw the comment, this person, and it goes in, if they say a certain word or certain things, it goes into my filter on YouTube, and they were talking down to this person that says, and oh, you changed your comment and all. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, now you're going to give people that are watching me and leaving. This is why some people don't want to leave comments, because of internet trolls or people being negative. What works for somebody may not work for other people for a variety of reasons. But to basically talk down to that person, and so I messaged that person. I said, hey, and then they told me what they said. And you could see sometimes what they said, but it cuts off. And then they said, why even bother? They said, they just changed it, and I was like, no, I'm not putting up with this. You're blocking someone. As far as myself looking in the mirror, hey, this is why I make these videos, and this is why I want the healthy discussion. And I clearly, that first video was 37 minutes, and this is going to be a shorter video. If the opportunity is there, I will jump on it. Obviously, you need the money sometimes. It's not a matter of unrealistic expectations. In other words, if I could buy $3,000 worth of product and flip it, and after fees still make 20%, meaning $600, that's good. That's good. I talk about doing $400,000 over the last 4 years, with this being my worst year. And I have paid alone $85,000 to probably $95,000 in fees and commissions to Amazon to sell that product. So Amazon is making out like a bandit. The only thing they really offer is that's a big thing. I shouldn't say the only thing. The biggest thing they offer is the opportunity to sell on their platform. The second thing is the discount at UPS rate, and I'm grateful for that. What I'm not grateful for is the stuff that I complained about in my first video is, unrealistic, have to sell, you can get knocked off the product for no reason. I'm on an ASIN that's been there for 4 years, and all of a sudden it's been a bad ASIN and then someone puts in my comments that basically something that should be sold in toys, sold in machine equipment is marketing. To me, that's not marketing. It's basically manipulating the Amazon system to get your way, so that when people type in the search, it still comes up, but a lot of times what happens is you wouldn't be approved to sell in that category of toys, but easier to be approved to sell in that category as machinery, and it's why they're doing it. The person that's buying doesn't know that. They don't give a crap. If they Google it or put it in their Amazon search bar, as long as it's coming up, they're happy getting the product and paying the price. I don't want to do anything that is going to be unethical or something that basically jeopardizes, first of all, being kicked off the platform and then holding the money, and then you have to hire a legal, and then sometimes it's not even worth it. Lawyers aren't cheap and are expensive. And then, the issue really anymore is the opportunities just don't exist at the level that they did for me. Now, there's people that source many different ways. They do online arbitrage. What is online arbitrage? In case you're watching and don't know this. Online is arbitrage. They buy something from online and they bring it in and they send it to FBA or themselves. They're buying, instead of physically going into a store. There's retail arbitrage, which is basically going to like Walmart and buying their clearance and flipping the item. I don't really think that retail arbitrage, though, it's in my opinion, it's sketchy and it's scary, because any time somebody could they could change the rules on you. Like, nope, we want you to. And I know people that are very successful doing it, and I'm not knocking them. Good for them. And if the thing for me with Amazon is, if I'm doing my job and I'm fulfilling and offering fair prices, and now you got to remember, at $400,000, I have filled at least probably 22,000 items, and maybe 25 items there might have been an issue. They said nothing on my part, because really shipping, a lot of people don't want to do the shipping, but I'd rather sometimes be like, if someone came to me and say, hey Pat, I can get this product, how about I pay you, if you could ship out 20,000 of these a year for me, I'll give you $1.50 a package. That's 30,000. I'd be like, great, no problem. Yeah, I'll fulfill that for you. And there are people that do that. They do fulfillment business for other people. One guy that I could think of is Chaz. He does a lot of that, even though he also sells on there. And then there's agreements that, I guess, so there's no conflict that he won't do the same product. Now, I don't know his business 100%, but I know that's pretty much. But I also know people that have been selling on Amazon for years that no longer sell on Amazon because the opportunity is just not there. And that's what it is. The opportunities, if the opportunity is too easy, everybody would sell on Amazon. Because if the opportunity that you could walk into any Dollar General or any Walmart, score a product and turn around and sell it and make a 20%, 25% margin after fees, everybody would do it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It's not like that. You got, like when I used to do retail arbitrage that was better, you hunted for certain things, or you took, for me, a lot of stuff that I was selling, and I would say, COVID's a different year. COVID was the opportunity because they didn't want people to send stuff in that was not essential, and FBM, and I was mostly selling cough lozenges, hair products, and those were the two big ones. And they were probably represented about $100,000 of my business that year. And we're talking like in 3 months that was. Towards the back half of the year was more toy and Christmas related items. But I sell on eBay too. There's things I can't sell on Amazon. I sell on eBay. I've sold Christmas lights on there. I've done fine. The opportunity that I'm talking about is because you go to a liquidation company or a store closes and you can basically buy everything that's in code. It's fine. That's another question I have, and this is always a big debate. If you go retail arbitrage and buy something from a Walgreens is closing like 2,000 stores. That's probably going to be an opportunity for a reseller. Now, it might not be an opportunity on Amazon, but it will definitely be an opportunity to sell stuff. This is not like high-end stuff. This is your $10, $15 stuff, but there's going to definitely be opportunity there. But for example, if I went to Walgreens and I was able to sell that stuff on Amazon and ship it myself and make a good margin, I would be jumping right on it. To me, I don't mind. Like for example, if I had to lay out throughout the year $30,000 and net 6,000, so it would be 30 into 36. Some people would say I wouldn't even do that because they get used to doing eBay where maybe you can do 30,000. Now, typically you're going to net around 20,000 after, fees, and a lot of times 35, 40% off the top is pretty common. But if you only pay 3,000 and you're 10x in that on eBay, it's very hard to 10x on Amazon. It very rare does it happen. Now some people, you don't know what you're talking about. It's very rare. I've been doing this long enough, and I take very serious on making these videos to not come across as a clown and they're like, Pat, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I have enough experience, I can say now, selling on there the last basically 5 years that I do, to a certain degree, know what I'm talking about. It's not to say that there are people that are still successful. I mean, I met a guy years ago when COVID was going, and his father-in-law lent him $5,000, and he was selling $3 million a year. He told me a story of how he got caught up. He bought from an approved supplier Taylor Swift CDs. Amazon or the company, someone, the radio music, did a buy of that, and they found it was counterfeit. Now, you looked at them, they had somebody counterfeit it. They shut his store down for something like 6 weeks in middle November, December. He lost $300 and some thousand in sale. He had to sue, and he got back on there, but he was doing $3 million. So, yeah, it can happen even to the people that have been doing it long enough. Now, that's not an Amazon fault. That's him getting caught up but people are just dishonest. They're looking to screw you over and do things. That's Amazon actually protecting Taylor Swift and the record company. So I get it. They can't say, oh, well, you bought something that was bogus, let it go. I'm all for protecting, but I'm also, what happens is, and I've talked to Amazon about this. I had a guy threaten me one time who was like a CEO of a company, and Amazon said to me, that person, and I had their personal phone number because they called my 1-800 number that I had, and he goes, oh, that's interesting. They sold it to a store, like a Walgreens, and it was sold out. It was all within code. They tried to do a counterfeit claim 2 days after the product, and he asked me, he says, and he threatened me on the phone. He says, if you don't take that off, I'm gonna, and yeah, it wasn't a happy moment. He claimed that he sent it to a lab and it wasn't counterfeit. He just made that story up so that he could get that red flag. He wanted to be the only seller on it. Amazon took it serious, and I showed him basically the number and screenshot it. And, and I said, it is. I said, how do I know his name? And if you trace it, that's that person. And I don't know what they don't tell you what they do if they go after that person. But it was a very shady thing. They told me that anyone who has a brand like that, they basically have to pay a fee and apply so nobody else can sell them. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to pay that extra fee, which is thousands of dollars. It's like Heinz. If Heinz says, I don't want anyone selling Heinz ketchup, they could pay a fee and protect, this way someone doesn't, in a factory somewhere, just gets Heinz and creates a label and puts in shitty ketchup, and tries to sell it for premium Heinz, for example. So we are approaching 20 minutes, and I wanted to keep this short, and I apologize, but I didn't want to, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the healthy debate. I want to do better. I look at myself in the mirror every day. But that doesn't mean, as a reseller, a person who sells online sometimes has to pivot. You have to maybe up your game on eBay, up your game, Facebook Marketplace, up your game on whatnot, and other opportunities that exist. Now, if you can't do one or two platforms correctly, why would you go to Macari, Poshmark? Why would you put yourself out there for 9 platforms? You got to get one or two right. In the past 5 years, I mean, I've shipped at least probably 26,000 packages. Um, so as far as selling online, I know what I'm doing. Does that mean someone that does the $1 million in 5 hours is better than me? If they feel that way, that's good for them. Not everybody needs to do $1 million, and I know people that do 5 million and are very successful, but they're not on my videos attacking me or being morons or attacking other people. And that's not the way to, I don't care to know what you sell, what you get. I want positive people that are going to encourage other people to, but this business is not meant for everybody. Not everybody can hack it. Not everybody can handle it. And not everybody can afford to do it. Sometimes the affordability of doing it can actually be bad because, you get that person who, the husband is working and I want to do something. Oh, Amazon, it looks easy because I watch these YouTube videos. Before you know it, they're charging $25,000. They don't understand margins. They don't understand sales. They don't understand good products. They don't understand rankings. And before you know it, their $25,000 credit card they're selling that stuff at $12,000. And some stuff is just junk. Because good salesman says, hey, you could turn this $25,000 into $75,000. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. The people with money, I know a seller that does $5 million a year on Amazon and makes bundles offers and does a lot of things. And it'd be very hard to duplicate what he does because he has established relationships with vendors, and he's created that took years to get to that point. So, I hope I addressed that last video. I do appreciate you guys watching me, commenting. Let's see where we go from here. This is not like the end of the road for reselling for me because I have to do this. And I enjoy the hustle of reselling, but it's not without its problems. So, guys, give me thumbs up and comment below. Please be respectful of each other. Busting my chops a little bit is fine. But let's be nice. And the guy that's watching, you can't comment no more unless you set up a fake account. But if you want to tell me how you're doing, if you want to make a video on YouTube and explain to the world how you're doing $1 million in 5 hours, please do. Or sell a course. That's what a lot of those people do. Sell a course. So I will see you again.